Welcome back to the Pluribus Breakdown, where we tackle the truly terrifying truths of the joined last week. Episode 5 left us breathless, staring at Carol's face of sheer, dawning horror. We were promised something juicy, something that could shatter the fragile peace of the survivors. And Episode 6, titled HDP, delivered just not how Carol expected. This is the Pluribus Episode 6 review. Let's dive into the betrayal, the loneliness, and the one true hope for humanity. The episode starts right where we left off, with Carol in full-blown detective mode. She's frantic, camcorder in hand, videotaping the horrifying truth. The joined are literally using human remains as food. Human-derived protein, or HDP. Say it with me. Yikes. Carol, bless her heart, is committed to convincing the other 11 survivors that the joined are an existential threat. A tall order, when those 11 are busy drinking the Kool-Aid. Her only potential ally is still miles away in Paraguay, Manousos. Believing this evidence is too critical to trust to anyone else, Carol decides to personally take the footage to Vegas to meet with Mr. Diabate. You can't fault her for trying, but honey, you are way behind the curve. We see the ultra-vain Mr. Diabate enjoying his new reality. Naturally, the joined staying miles away from disruptive Carol quickly warn him she's inbound. When Carol finally gets her meeting, what she expected to be the pivotal rallying moment ends in a devastating emotional letdown. Why? Because this monumental discovery? This truth about cannibalism? It's old news. The other 11 survivors have known about this for almost a week and voted to hide it. That was the truly crushing moment. Carol discovered the 11 survivors keep in touch, and they collectively voted to exclude her from their weekly Zoom meetings. That loneliness, that rejection, it was palpable. When she finally slept, exhausted and betrayed, it was super emotional. So to summarize, the 11 survivors know about the HDP. They know the joined are justifying it with some weighted garbage about a global food shortage, claiming they can't even pick an apple off a tree anymore, and they voted to keep the secret. With only Carol left to contend with, the joined can get away with anything. In the survivors' eyes, Carol is just super disruptive. It's officially up to Carol to save humanity. The episode drives home her isolation again when she suggests staying a few extra days in Vegas. Let's just say Mr. Diabate was not rolling out the red carpet, but the trip wasn't a total bust. Carol finally uncovers a crucial loophole. The joined need her explicit permission to turn her into one of them. It turns out they need to harvest stem cells to create an individually targeted conversion virus. I'm curious to see which of the 11 will actually volunteer for what sounds like a painful procedure. Carol, seizing the opportunity, immediately makes her stance clear: no consent. No joining, that's our girl. Meanwhile, back in Paraguay, Manousos is living his Groundhog Day existence, still faithfully listening to his radio signals. He records an anomaly, 0.613. Hopefully, we'll learn the significance of that number soon. True to routine, he knocks over the food drop. But then, something different happens. Carol's critical videotape finally reaches him. The true one of us got the message. Now the question is he planning to drive from Paraguay to America? Highly laughable. Let's hope he knows how to pilot a plane, because he clearly wants to avoid the joined. And speaking of the joined, there was a hilarious moment when he's approached by a woman who was likely his mother before the conversion. You'd think with all those merged memories, they'd understand their relationship better. The episode ends with Manousos on the move, presumably heading toward Carol. She is desperate for an ally. Maybe now, with the two of them fighting side by side, they'll actually stand a chance at saving humanity. What did you think of the ultimate betrayal in Episode 6? Were you surprised the other 11 survivors voted to cover up the HDP? Let me know your theories in the comments below. If you enjoyed this deep dive, make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel for weekly Pluribus breakdowns, and share this with your fellow sci-fi fans. We'll see you in the next episode.